First off, it's Charles J. That's just in case you ain't heard of me. They told me it was too late, but I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake, but you can't have your way the same Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. Yeah, we back in the kitchen. It's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Well, Texas prisons, part 17. I don't even know what I'm going to title this, but basically, to sum everything up, OG Blood sent some young homies on a mission to violate OG Blood, and it went south. Keep in mind, I was very new to prison. This happened my first year. I didn't know nothing about the structure or none of that, and I went in gangbanging. Every violation I had participated in was very successful. Up until then, every violation I had seen, or hard check, because they had started doing little hard checks, all of them went very successful. But I did, in my part, I think part 2, I gave the story about how another blood homie who I kind of fucked with him, he lied on me. He fought a Mexican Tango Blast, and the Mexican Tango Blast kind of got the best of him. And he fell out to my dorm. Like, he wasn't even in my block or whatever. So he came to my dorm and doing this over there. I don't know what it was over or nothing, but last minute one of my homies was like, man, your homie back there from the fight a Mexican. So I run back there. And it was like 2 or 3 other bloods. They was all asleep. One was in the shower. So I'm the only one. And it's like 3 other Mexicans, and they standing there. And I'm like, hold on, one-on-one. Then try to jump into nothing, but they was grouped up. So anyway, Mexican kind of got the best of him. So he bleeding. I give him something to wipe himself up. And so he was like, he wanted his get back. So we got back out there with him, and he whooped the Mexican. He kind of held him against the table, which was kind of something you should. He kind of held him and leaned him on the table where he couldn't do nothing, and caught his ass by 4 times. Which if it was the other way around and a Mexican did that to a blood, it would have been, it would have set some shit off. Cause But anyway, he done all that, and next thing I know, like I said in the story, he went back and told all the bloods, made it seem as if I let the SAs jump on him. It was a whole investigation. I was called to the gym, all kind of shit. And matter of fact, before the investigation, they had did a meeting without me. So when I showed up, and then they called me to the gym. Hey man, it's a meeting. So I show up to the gym, and motherfuckers got their shirt off, and I go to the speakers. What's up? Shit, we gotta violate you, bro. I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, for that shit with Bug. I'm like, what? So anyway, I was so mad. Fuck it, sent them. So they sent 2 at me. I thrashed them. I'm gonna be honest, most violations, the dude that's getting violated get a little punished. But they sent 2 at me, 59 seconds. But I ran through them. And after that, a whole lot of shit happened. And they found out the blood was lying on me. But Bug was popular. Bug had the packs. Bug had a few guards. They didn't want to violate him after they found out that he lied on me. And I quit going to meetings. I went off on all of them and this and that. So I went through some shit. I went through a lot of shit with this gangbanging shit. Old heads told me before I left the county jail, bro, that banging gonna get you in a lot of shit. All my problems came from gangbanging. All my fights was gang related. And most of my fights was against fellow bloods. I didn't have a lot. I only had probably, 2 fights with Crips. 5 years, I had 2 fights with 2 different Crips. All my fights was against bloods. Whether it was a violation, whether it was just one of my homies that disrespected me or something. Yeah, all my fights was and that's how it is. You only see Bloods fighting Bloods, Crips fighting Crips. You only see Mexicans fighting Mexicans. So it had been a lot of violations. I'm telling you, it was very strict. I'm telling you, and that's any prison. Gangs are strict. It's like a bittersweet. Because many are in gangs for protection. That's a fact. I'm telling you, if you ever want to be protected, boy, won't nobody take advantage of you except your gang. But you ain't got to worry about no booty bandits or none of that. You ain't got to worry about being extorted. If you are in a gang, ain't nobody finna run up on you. And you know another thing, I think we overrate the blade and we make it seem like it just ain't, bro. I'm telling you, listen, some prisons are more dangerous than others, but for the most part, bro, there's not a whole lot of stabbing. It's not, bro. It is not. Keep in mind, this prison I'm talking about, it was before I actually got to a bigger prison, like an actual prison where, a prison where you way out in the middle. Most Texas prisons, it's like in the middle of no fucking world. Like you out there and it's along a lot of acres and shit like that, and you got cells and it's 2-man cells. That's considered an actual prison. I hadn't got there yet. I went from Gurney, which is in Palestine. That's the little intake. Boy, they ask you so many questions. It's a 2-week process. It's all kind of shit. You got to go to medical. They got to find out if you able to work. All kind of other shit. It's a 2-week process. You just there. You are there. I'm telling you, you're going to be so fucking exhausted from all that. They process you in. Just like they do the cattle on the farm or some shit. I'm telling you, when they tag them, when they finna take them to the cell barn and they put all them numbers on them and they label their ass, that's what they do to us at Gurney. And when you show up, they call it butt naked gurney. When you get the gurney, you gonna get naked first. That's the first thing you gonna do. You gonna get naked. They gonna shave everybody hair ball. You gonna get in the shower around everybody. Oh my God. Entering prison was traumatizing. For one, I wasn't used to being naked around other men. For two, we was shaved bald. A lot of shit. Just being around a bunch of fucking men. Anyway, I went there from to Hutchins, which is in Dallas. Didn't stay there long. That's like a somewhat transit unit, Hutchins. But it wasn't a lot going on over there. Now, it was a lot of black guards, females. And there was some shit going on like that. It was a little move and shake at Hutchins. Motherfuckers had packs. Like Hutchins, but it wasn't nothing like Dawson. Hutchins was, you know what I'm saying? It's like where you go there for like 2 years and then you go to like like a big prison. It's considered a transit unit. So I stayed there a few weeks and it was some little shit going on. But when I hit Dawson, and I had already heard about Dawson, they call it Club Dawson. It's in downtown Dallas, a tall ass building, everything inside. It housed state jail, it housed women prisoners, and it housed male prisoners. So, when I hit Dawson, the first thing I noticed off the rip, I said, yeah, it was nothing but black female. Well, it was nothing but black female guards black guards at Hutchins, but it was a whole lot of Africans too at Hutchins. But it was different at Dawson. You could tell. Hold on. Shut up. Yeah, you could tell. I'm telling you, it was a lot of Shaniquas. It was a lot of Mercedes, Lexus, a lot of car names. It was a lot of Britneys, a lot of Tasha's, Trina, Stacy, Tracy, Yolanda, and Wanda, Tawana, and Wanda, Yolanda, and Donna. All of them was at Dawson. Don't know if you ever been around females from Dallas, but they very, I'm just telling you, it was so many females, like, and they was hood, what I'm saying. They was very thuggish, ruggish, bonish. It's a thuggish, ruggish bone. It's a thuggish, rugged ball. It's a thuggish, rugged ball. All that. And I'm talking about, so it was a lot of female guards there. It was some male guards. And we had Africans, but it wasn't a whole lot of Africans. But them Africans don't play. I've told you this before. I've been on units where it's a bunch of racist white guards, but there's no meaner guard towards black inmates than an African. Africans can't stand, they are mean. They not mean to Mexicans. They not mean to white boys. Africans are mean as hell to black inmates. They are mean when they hit the picket. Anyway, so as I first get to Dawson, I'm noticing, oh my God, it's some bad bras in here. I'm talking about, it's a lot of women. They take me on the 3rd floor, and when I go in the dorm, first thing I smell is smoke off the rip. I see smoke, it's clouds everywhere. I mean, and they was smoking in bottles. Yeah, it's kind of like a, you know what I'm saying, like a, similar to what a weed pipe with, or a bong or whatever. They was smoking out of bottles, and cigarettes and weed. And motherfuckers walking around spraying. They had their spray bottle. Motherfuckers fluffing baby powder in the air. That's what I walk into. I walk in the baby powder. I also smelled what I would later find out is hooch. They keep that in that big ass trash can. Old schools had hooch on the regular. So I smelled that. It's cigarettes, it's weed everywhere. My cellie, Pee Wee from Greensville, he was on. He had the weed, he had cigarettes. Boo was a cellie across from me. He had X pills, he had the weed. So it was a lot of shit going on. And I immediately, because also, I didn't want to get involved in nothing off the rip. It was very intriguing, but and also these dudes was bloods. Pee Wee was a blood, Boo was a blood, and they was cool, but they wasn't in break. This is another thing I would later find out. Blood, it ain't a lot of love. Just gonna tell you that. Even when you banging, it's based off a lot of popularity. But anyway, so. Fuck was I gonna say? Yeah. I had an 8-year sentence. Had only been in the county with 6 months. Been through the little transit shit. So it's been like 8 months. So I know I'm finna see parole. And my lawyer done lied and guaranteed me. Then got me to sign for that 8, and then guaranteed, yeah, with good time and all that there, you ain't gonna do about 11 months. This locked in my head. Oh shit, 11 months. I'm expecting to make my first parole. So I don't really wanna, you understand me? So I see parole after a month of being there. 2 years set off. Now 1 year set off is cool. 9 months later, that 2 year hurt. That 2 and 3 years set off, they can even give you a 5. But they gave me a 2 year set off, first time seeing parole. So I'm hot. I'm hot. And I wasn't expecting, cause I'm adding this shit up. When I see parole again, I'll be gone 2.5 years. So it dawned, you gonna be here for a while. That 2 year setup, that shit gonna hold for a while. I wasn't expecting to be in prison no longer than about 6 months. Yeah, that was my lawyer at me. When you go in at 18, bro, you believe them lawyers. They will say anything for you to sign. That's why Texas has a 90-some% conviction rate. I'm thinking I'm finna go home. But when I see parole, they give me a 2 year set off. And I was devastated. So after that, I joined in along on all the prison activities. I immediately went to the weed man, which is Boo, which was my cellie. You could get you a joint for $5. You could get you a cigarette for $1. Yeah, I fucked off all my comments for what I'm saying. So I'm smoking. It's a lot of things going on. I would eventually go to other prison, but nothing was like Dawson because it was different, bro. Listen, bro, they was smoking crack on the 5th floor. You got the 3rd floor, the 4th floor, and the 5th floor. Those are the floors that house penitentiary. The 6th floor holds state jail. The 7th and the 8th floor hold the females. On the 5th floor, Cause I used to go up there. Keep in mind, it was a couple brothers from my hometown. So that off the rip, your hometown's gonna come holler at you. So I had a partner on fifth floor. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Roach, and he died a few years later after getting out of prison. Rest in peace to him. But I used to go up there and talk to him, and he used to rap. But so that's how I know about the crack on the fifth floor. But what I'm saying, it was just a complete wide open, anything goes. It was a lot of shit going on. There was a lot of females. It was just a lot of shit. So I'm just, and is gang banging is at a very high, and that's at every prison you go. Gang bang, you're gonna have to get with your people. So I get with the Bloods, little shit like that. Eventually I go to the kitchen. I work in the kitchen, so they move me to the 4th floor, and they moved me in a kitchen dorm, which I would be in a dorm with Tootie Hooper, which he from my hometown, Josh Sawyer, he was in there. Yeah, and they was Crips. And I used to fuck with them. They from my neighborhood and all that. We grew up, I knew them. Bloods kind of didn't like that shit, but that's a whole nother story. But my hometowns from there was Crips from March. They was pretty sturdy, so they was respected, and the Bloods they respected them and this and that. Also in this prison, it seemed like Bloods kind of ran everything, especially when it came to money. It was definitely a get money unit. That's what it was about. Motherfuckers was really getting money, but we wasn't breaking bread, which leads me back to what I was saying about my cellies when I was on the 3rd floor. They was on, but they ain't never give me a motherfucking thing. I paid the same price as everybody else. Ain't no say, bro, here go buy eight ramen noodles for you when you first. None of that. I would learn throughout my bit that it ain't no love like that, bro. It ain't no love like that. Yeah, your own homies will be mugging you when you pull up. And motherfucker really want to fight you when you get there. Motherfucker really want to. It's a lot of shit. So now I'm on the 4th floor. I done had a few fights. Oh yeah, I was talking about the blade. A lot of these storytellers, in my opinion, they overrate that word and they overuse it as if every day somebody getting stabbed. That's not true. It's just not true. There are some prisons that are more violent than others, but for the most part, bro, it's way more fighting. Now at Dawson wasn't no blades, wasn't no stab, none of that shit. Like I said, that was just a get money unit. It was a lot of fighting. It was fighting every single day, but no stabbing. So wasn't nobody looking for no blades at Dawson. But on an actual prison though, it is blades. Motherfuckers is strapped. Motherfuckers more strapped than they is swinging them motherfuckers. Yeah, you might know he got it. He keep it on him. He ain't used it. So the blade is a very big scare tactic, what I'm saying. And Mexicans use it to their fullest advantage. All I'm saying is, bro, you can be by yourself and it could be 10 dudes trying to attack you. If you got that blade on you, oh boy. They gonna go from hyenas to little cats to some meowing type shit. What I'm saying is, bro, I don't like it, especially a lot of these old heads. They use the blade term as to act as if like you a certified killer. Oh, he a certified killer. He was a savage. Not all the time, bro. Not all the time. And you got a lot of, I done met some little dudes that can just really fight too. They'll do it all. But a lot of dudes, bro, use that blade because they can't fight and they scared for their life. That blade will keep a pack of hyenas off your ass. Like I said, bro, without that blade, I'm just telling you, the relationship amongst blacks and Mexicans in Texas and California prison, without that blade, oh boy, it'd be a truce tomorrow. Yeah, it'd be a goddamn truce tomorrow. If that was no more blades in Texas and California prisons, I guarantee you within a week, there would never be no more beef. Saying that to say, bro, if you take blades away and put blacks and Mexicans head to head, and they just got them they fists, blacks will win, and that's on any institution. That's just me. 90% of all prisons in Texas and California, if Mexicans and blacks just fight straight up, just fighting, 90% of all prisons in Texas and California, blacks will win that war with ease. I'm telling you, bro, you gonna see, I ain't never seen a Mexican that can whoop 3 black dudes. I ain't never seen no Mexican, I seen some Mexicans that can fight. I've seen several black dudes that can whoop 3 or 4 Mexicans at one time. And that's a fact, it ain't no exaggeration. You see that all the time, bro. You don't see, Mexicans are much smaller than us, bro. What I'm saying is that blade keep a lot of motherfuckers safe. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Gang members ain't known for using that blade like that. That's what another reason why I'm saying, stop lying, bro, on you. You dudes act like everyday people getting stabbed. It's not true. Because if a Crip stab a blood, that's a war. Now, a Crip can fight a blood and they'll damn near let that slide, or let them go in the cell, a blood be by the door and a Crip be by the door, and let them fight and squash it like that. Most beefs get squashed. Show me how many riots are going on. Bro, it ain't, bro. People want to work shit out. I'm just tired of people acting like prison is way tougher than motherfuckers think. It is way more about money. Most prison is way more about money, bro. It's dudes don't want to fuck up their money. What the fuck they want to stab you for? They gonna get shipped. He got a female he fucking with. This motherfucker getting packs every weekend through visitation. He ain't trying to fuck that up. This motherfucker got way too much to lose than fucking stabbing you and spending two years in SEG and fuck around and get some more time. So, like I'm saying, it's just a little overrated. And like I said, it's the gangs is what keep blades out of shit. You don't hear much about gang members stabbing each other. That's gonna start a war. So, and you sure ain't finna see no solo dudes like that stabbing on a gang member, because most prisoners are gang related. You can't just walk up and stab no motherfucker that's in a gang, especially you a solo. You finna get thrashed. Anyway, so this whole blade shit, bro, 90% of those who carry blades are scared for their life. 10% are real killers though. 10% just wanna chop a motherfucker up, but 90% of them, bro, they just wanna keep a motherfucker off them. Real shit. And 90% of those that carry a blade, 50% will not use it. Motherfuckers use that blade to scare tactic. I'm telling you, bro, when you see that sharp pointed motherfucker, it'll change your perspective. You run up on a motherfucker trying to fight and he pull out that blade, that shit'll change your life. I'm just telling you. So the blade is what guns is out here. It will keep a motherfucker off you. It will keep a motherfucker off your ass with that blade. So at Dawson, there was a lot of fights going on. No blades. Listen, like I said, I'm working in the kitchen. I done got fired twice and then came back. Yeah. I got fired because Africa caught me. See, most of the time, you figure out the days where the Africans are working. Just so happened, this African, we just called him O. His name was like 15 letters, but we called him O. It started with an O. O did not fucking play. Every weekend, because we have cookies and shit like that, I'd take about 10 packs of cookies back. And I have my little apron on to cover it up and shit like that, and I come on up by 10 packs of cookies. So one day, I'm coming up the goddamn, I'm trying to get in the little piggy. He got to let me in. I'm in the salad port. He got to let me in to get to the dorm. Hey you. What? Take the apron off. What is that? So anyway, I take that. He catch me with the cookies. I get fired. Anyway, so I'm back in the kitchen. And also as females working in the kitchen. It's a lot of shit going on. But, so it's very bloody in this dorm. I mean, it's a lot of bloods. It's a lot of bloods on this floor. It's a lot of shit. Frog was the speaker. He's a 5-star general. Keyston Polk. Frog would later do some more than suspects, and I would find out that he wasn't a true leader. I would find that out later on. But I also found it out during this situation, because I started noticing that the OGs were sending youngsters on crash dummy missions. That's at most prisons. You're going to see the OGs sending the youngsters to do all the dirty work, crashing them out. And I was a crash dummy my first few years in prison. I was just trying to prove myself, and in proving myself, I'm not realizing that I'm crashing out. Motherfuckers just really doing dumb shit. Like I said, I already did a few violations. It's a blood come through the dorm. Now, another thing, when you see a dude with a bunch of tattoos, automatically you're going to think he done did a lot of time. It's just a thing. When you see a motherfucker with a lot of tattoos, you're going to damn near think, But even though there's a lot of motherfuckers getting tattoos at Dawson, though, motherfuckers were getting sleeved up as if they been gone 20 years. Motherfuckers just look at you like that when you got a whole bunch of tattoos that you been gone a while. This dude come through the dorm. He about 5'7", about 150 pounds. And he black and he a blood. He was a brim. And I ain't meet too many of them. But I ended up having a conversation with him. He had been on one of them old units. One of them Estelle, Ellis units, Clemens. You got some old ass prisons in Texas. I'm talking about some old Cofield, Ferguson. You got some old ass prisons that was built way back in the 60s and 70s and shit. He come from one of them motherfuckers. Now them old units, yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of blades. Them old, I'm gonna tell you, that's who carry blades the most. Them old motherfuckers will stab you faster than anybody. It ain't the Mexican. That old blood brother that's been gone 20 years, he will stab. They don't, and you got some old schools that can fight though. I done seen some old schools beat up some youngsters. Them old motherfuckers gonna stab your ass. That's who gonna get you. That old brother that's been gone for a while, he'll stab you. That's who gonna stab. Them youngsters ain't stabbing like that, bro. Even a little young essay, they just be jumping on their homies all the time. Motherfuckers ain't stabbing like that. So that's just very overrated how we act as if, no, bro. No. This is a hell of a punishment for a motherfucker when you stab a motherfucker. Boy, you finna be gone for a long time. And you're gonna get more time at it. They don't talk about that. You get caught with a cell phone, you get more time for that. But if you stab a motherfucker, let alone kill him or seriously injure him, you'll fuck around and get a life sentence added to your shit and never go home. It's a lot of shit. So, and has it happened? Yes, it's happened. But it don't happen as much because dudes ain't trying to fuck up their time. Everybody ain't got life without parole. Everybody ain't got a life sentence. You can be on an old prison and there's dudes there with 5 years. There's dudes there with 7 years. They don't put all life sentences together. They don't put all, you could be in a dorm and or in a cell and you got 3 years. And your cellie got 99. Yeah, they don't organize you by the time you got. Yeah, I had a cellie had 55 years. Gotta do half. So, and I got 8, none of that. So, where they put you with, it's not guaranteed. So, what I'm saying, Dawson was way more about getting money. Most prisons are. It's way more about the money flow, the drugs, this and that. Way more so than, and gang members just beat up on each other. It ain't a lot of wars between Crips and Bloods. It's not. So, and motherfuckers talk shit out more than anything. So anyway, with no beefing among Bloods and Crips, we was just whooping on each other a lot. The dude, I talked to him when he first come in the dorm. I talked with him. I think I even gave him a couple soups or something like that, but he was real quiet. And even though I'm very early in my bid, I would later on find out this is a real convict just by how he moved. Them old convicts, they watch everything. They quiet. They observe everything. Everything that move. You can't walk up behind them. None of that type of shit. Them dude, and he had been gone 17 years. I think he had a 40-year sentence. But he was on one of them old units. And he was quiet. So he got telling me about Brim and the setting this. He knew a lot of knowledge and I was young. So I was getting a lot of game from him. But he was cool, but he didn't talk much. He was very to himself. He did not want to unite with the Blood. He really, looking back on that shit, he didn't respect that shit. He come from a prison. So we just not getting into prison. He been there 17 years. And how he ended up on Dawson, I think he caught more time or some shit like that, or he had a bench one where he had to go back to his county. So when you go back through the system, you can end up anywhere. So instead of going back to his old prison that he been to, he come to Dawson. I'm working in the kitchen. I get back one day. Matter of fact, this is before I went to work. Nope, I got off. And when I got off, it was a lot of tension. And the Bloods holler at me and they say, man, now the Jack game was very big in every prison. It was big at Dawson, and boy, it was big. But the older homie, they was like, man, the older homie was jacking off on an old black woman that was working there. She was old. Everybody respected her. Didn't nobody do that kind of shit. She was old. And they say he jumped butt naked and started jacking off on her. So and she just was destroyed. Like I said, this was most female guards are not respected. They everybody get jacked off on. But she was old, like real old. And dudes didn't do that to her. So the homies didn't like it. They said, bro, he finna get violated. He crashed out. Hell no. Now, normally if you catch a jack case, that's not really a violation amongst your, but because she was so old and how vicious he was with it, like he jumped butt naked and just went off. Like on some predator shit. And I would later find out it's levels to the jack game. It's some dudes that take that shit serious. It's some dudes travel from dorm to dorm with grease behind their ear. Look at it. Just search it. If they could hear that a female is on a whole nother side of the unit, they gonna travel. Them motherfuckers travel to jack. And they gonna be butt naked in the shower of a whole nother dorm and shit. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So the jack game is very vicious. And looking back on that shit is very sick. But also you got a bunch of men locked up together. So I think the system is much sicker than the men that jack off on the women. And you got women guards there. So it's a whole lot of choosing, whole lot of fucking, lot of shit. 90% of all the female guards at Dawson was fucking somebody. Was dropping a pack off to somebody. So he done this. We said it's gonna be a violation. So I go to work. I was like, all right, y'all take care of it. I done did my share of violations. So the OG done picked out 2 bloods to violate them. And I'm like, all right, y'all handle that shit. I'm finna go to work. So I come back from work. Everybody quiet. I go to the homies and I'm like, why everybody quiet? They say, man, you see the homie, man? I was like, what? He said, go look over there. I look over there, and these are bunks, top and bottom bunks. It's a dorm full of bunks. I look over by his bunk. He got a blade in his hand, and he's sharpening that motherfucker. And he don't look angry. He ain't talking shit. He's very calm. He ain't talking nothing. He just sharpening his blade. Oh, they say he been doing that for hours. I was like, what the fuck? At this point, I had never encountered a blade. Like I said, he been gone 17 years. Like I said, he been in prison in the 90s and shit. He wasn't going for no violation. So this went on for a while, and I'm trying to fully remember. One thing I do remember, we didn't violate him. That's for damn sure. There was no violation that day. He pulled out a blade and was sharpening that mother. At this point, bro, this was a get money unit. Dudes was not stabbing over here. And also Dawson was considered a transit unit. It's the prison before you get to prison. So, but like I said, even when I actually went to prison, I would later learn, bro, dudes ain't stabbing like that, bro. Dudes overrate that shit. Dudes is not stabbing. Like, you'll get hit in the head with a lock and a sock before you get stabbed. It's a lot of shit. Motherfucker hit you across the head with that fan motor before he'll stab you. Well, I'm telling you, and mainly blades come out during black and Mexican altercations, because we know they coming with the blades, so we come. That's mainly when the blades come out. In Texas and California is when blacks and Mexicans into it. And that's the main beef. So, and most of the time it's because one of our homies whoop on one of them. They can't take that L. It's a lot of shit. But, and they only gonna do something if they feel like they deep. Let me tell you something. Once again, let me tell you about Dawson. It was mostly blacks on this unit. 90% of all the guards was black. It probably been 3 Mexican guards there. Everything was black. And like I said, when you on a prison where it's mostly black, Mexicans are well behaved. Oh no, wasn't no grouping up there. Oh no, I ain't never seen Mexicans group up at Dawson. Oh no, they was friendly. Oh boy, it was black and brown connection. Even little homie out of Houston, Nooney, he would get in the pack. We were letting him get the pack. We wasn't extorting them. None of that shit. We treated Mexicans very well. But like I said, you take your ass to one of them prisons where it's mostly Mexicans, they gonna dog your ass. And they gonna start some shit. And they gonna look for the trouble. That channel gonna be on Telemundo, and your ass better not change. When Mexicans are dominant on a prison, they take full advantage. When blacks are dominant, we break bread. We give you some of the pack too. We'll let you hustle. You ain't finna be black and hustle in no prison where Mexican guards are at. So anyway, it's just a little differentiate the relationship among blacks and Mexicans. So Mexicans was very friendly at Dawson, extremely friendly. So, I'm looking around and everybody just, Frog was like, man, cause we looking like, hey, what we gonna do? Like I said, I only been in prison a year. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do against this blade. I just don't know. And he been gone a long time. I'm pretty sure you know how to use it very well. I'm pretty sure you're pretty accurate. And what's scary is it'll be a difference if a dude was sharpening the blade and you motherfuckers ain't gonna fuck with me. I don't give a fuck about it. You can kind of read him or some shit. When a dude quiet and he's sharpening that motherfucker and he just calm and he don't look angry, that's the scariest motherfucker. We was all scared, bro. I'm just gonna tell you this. We was scared. Oh no, we was scared. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. In the history of violations, I have never heard of a blood pulling out a blade and basically said, you ain't gonna violate me. One of the homies ended up kinda, when I look back on that shit, we really told. Now, I don't remember. Yep. Cause they came in deep. They really, Frog and them kinda told the guards to come get his ass, basically. And they came in there deep. And they got him on up out of there. I never saw him again, ever. But they got him out of there. And it was very calm when they came and got him. They was, hey, they made him put the blade, this and that, and they got him. They come in the little, like the goon squad, and they come deep. They got him out of there. Looking back on that as a grown-ass man, that shit was soft. Oh, no. We were supposed to sharpen our blades. No. That violation should have went through. Oh, no. That violation was supposed to be executed. And I would later learn, bro, that gangs are just, you're going to see a lot of soft shit. You're going to see a lot of weak-ass shit being a gang member. But anyway, we ain't want no smoke. We didn't want no smoke with that blade. I tell you that. Not even OG Frog didn't want no smoke. And I'm going to tell you one thing, if I could ever I don't know that brother, and maybe he was pump faking. Some dudes pump fake with that knife. Either way it go, when a motherfucker see that knife, he ain't finna attack you, bro. In my mind. In my mind, I think he would have used that motherfucker. He just looked too serious. He was calm. He was just like as if it was just another day in the office. Like I say, he had been gone 17 years. He gave us something we wasn't ready for. We wasn't ready because most of the youngsters had never been to prison before. It's a lot of youngsters on this joint. And Frog had been down a couple of times. We couldn't tell that day. I didn't see him sharpening nothing. Like I said, they basically told the police and the police got him out of there. That's who the guards is, the police. The Bloods told the police on the older homie instead of smashing them. We were scared, bro, and we got him up out of there. We really kited him out of there. That's really snitching. We snitched him up out of there because we didn't want to deal with that smoke he was bringing. Oh no, we didn't want that violation. But anyway, looking back on that shit was soft. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. As a gang member, it's a lot of shit I would later see. Now, a lot of times the speaker, especially the speaker of the unit of the entire prison, most of the time he a bad motherfucker. Yeah, most of the time he a bad motherfucker, can fight, gonna do whatever. A dog. Most of the time, the speaker for the blood, the speaker for the crip is a bad motherfucker. Now that's true. I've rarely met weak speakers. Now you got speakers of the dorm, but you got the speaker of the entire prison. Most of the time, gonna be a bad motherfucker, certified and done put in work and done showed and proved. To be the speaker of the unit, you damn near got to show and prove. But sometimes you can just be getting money. A lot of times you can just be getting money. Gang banging has a lot to do with popularity, bro. If you a blood and you getting money, you ain't gonna get violated. I can guarantee if you really getting money like that, it's a lot of shit you can get away with that a regular homie that's broke and can't go to the commissary and ain't getting commissary. That's another thing. If you ain't really making stove like that, bloods treat you different. Nah, you damn near a liability. Hey, I had a homie. Yeah, he's old big and ass homie. You gonna run across that? Cause I'm really like this in real life. I'm such a giver. I just used to give all my commissary away to my homies. I was one of them. Just blindly giving. But nah, I had a homie. You just run across that. But this motherfucker was a different kind of beggar. He gonna come to me for a ramen noodle soup. He gonna go to another homie for some cheese. He gonna go to another homie for some corn chips. And for dessert, he gonna go to another homie for some cookies. Like this every day. This motherfucker done that. Now, in his defense, he was a big motherfucker. But in his defense, cause he kept like he man, my money coming, man. It's coming. I don't. They messing up my money. When he finally did make stove, you could have anything from him. He was a straight giver and this and that. That's a weird story with him though. He was from H-Town. Bro, I gotta tell this story. Anyway, he was from H-Town. He was kind of chubby dude. But when you look at his pictures, he was balling. Dudes do that too. You see a lot of broke ass dudes in prison, but when you look at their pictures, they damn near was the man. You got a lot of dope boys that be broke as shit in prison, but they had it all out there, and he was one of them. But he had a he got into it with this big country motherfucker, and when it came down to fight, matter of fact, when he first got to prison, he let us know off the rip, listen, I'm a blood, I'm this and that, but I can't fight. Nah, he said this stuff, I've never heard this in my life, and to this day, when I look back on that shit, he might have conned us, bro. He probably just wasn't about that and just used the bloods as protection. His excuse for not fighting is he got something wrong with his brain to where if he getting hit in the head wrong, he can die. So he used that shit like it was just crazy. But that was just a crazy story. This fool told us he had some kind of brain, and I'm talking about was serious, cried up, man. I'm telling you, man, if I get hit in the head, bro, I could die. This and that. But I'll fight anyway. It was just a crazy story. But he was the biggest homie I ever had. I'm telling you, he gonna go to one homie for a ramen noodle soup, another homie for some corn chips, another homie for this, that. That motherfucker was different. But I'm just telling you, bro. Now, gang banging, I'm telling you, the only upside to gang banging is if you scared, you should join. Ain't nobody gonna attack you. Ain't nobody gonna extort you if you're in a gang. Nah. You well protected. It's just your homies gonna beat the fuck out you if you fuck up. And there's a lot of things that call for a violation. So you can get violated over the smallest thing. A lot of shit. Motherfucker call you out and you if you stutter and you don't get right on it, violation. A lot of different things can get you violated. So no, I just learned a lot of things that about gang banging while I was in there, bro. Like I said, it's 90-some% all gang. Everybody's in some kind of gang. And even if you ain't in a gang, you may be from Dallas, and Dallas dudes gonna protect you. Everybody trying to join something to be protected. That's the truth. Everybody want to join. That's why I say the baddest motherfucker, that motherfucker that beat to himself and he ain't with nothing. That's a dangerous motherfucker. Because he know he against the world. He know if he get into it with one blood, it's a lot of shit. But he ready for it. Them the most dangerous motherfucker. Like Zach, like I told you, dude I had met, he had been gone by 23. Zach, and he was the motherfucker had the best hands on the unit, and he wasn't but about 5'10", 160, not about 180 pounds, but he was the coldest motherfucker from the shoulders. And he was about 45, but and he didn't join no gang. He wasn't with nothing, but he wasn't to be fucked with. Like those are the dangerous dudes. It's just a lot of shit with the gang banging that I realized, bro. It's so much fake shit. I'm telling you, but if you get in that pack, bro, you can damn near get away with anything. You get in that pack and you a popular blood. I'm telling you, its popularity has a lot to do with a lot of things. It has a lot to do with a lot of things. You can be tough as I don't know what. Loyal, put in all the work, all that dedicated, but it'll be a motherfucker that's getting that pack and got a few female guards that get way more say-so than you. So a lot of times the motherfuckers that get the most credit or the most rep, a lot of times it's just because they getting money. So, but I know one thing, like I said, we were doing all that tough shit. I'm telling you, it was violations all the time. It was strict at Dawson. Motherfucker, you would get your ass violated. And they was, like I said, they started doing heart checks later on. But it was a lot of violations. It was a lot of blood on blood fights, crip on crip fights. It was a lot of that shit. But boy, that blade changed all that. I'm just telling you. But yeah, that blade changes a lot of things. But I just think a lot of times, especially these prison storytellers, they just, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, you will rarely hear about, especially a guard getting stabbed. You will rarely hear that shit, bro. It ain't. I'm telling you, bro. It's very rare. It's very rare. Most of the time when it's a beef, motherfuckers work that shit out. Like I said, bro, when it's a lot of money around, it's a lot of shit. Motherfuckers got a lot to lose. But yeah. It took me later on to realize we cowards, bro. It's a lot of weak shit happening with gangbanging, bro. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of dudes that do snake shit, but because they getting money, they let that shit slide. It seems like most of the time it be the fuck boys that's getting money. And everybody know he a fuck boy, but won't nobody really, because he getting that money. He getting that money. He get away with shit that other bloods can't get away with. So it just is what it is. I'm telling you, and by the time I hit the actual prison, I start to realize, bro, man, boy, it ain't no love when you get there. Motherfucker really just want to fight your ass and just whoop on your ass. But motherfucker, it ain't no love. Hey, what you need? What about that? Nah, it ain't none of that. And if you ask me, like I told you before, the black Muslims are the most organized black gang to me, outside the Mandingo Warriors. It's the black Muslims, them motherfuckers, and they more dangerous to me. They more dangerous and they way more organized. Way more organized. Yeah. Even them Mexicans with them blades, they out. Because one thing about it, them Muslims using them blades off the rip. They known for that. Crips and Bloods are not really known like that for when it's war. Most of the time it's a fight. In a riot, a lot of times it's a fight. It's motherfuckers whooping each other ass. You fuck with them Muslims, them blades coming. They don't play and they fight. I'm telling you, one thing about them Muslims, they gonna fight. And I done seen them check many gangs. Because a lot of times the Crip leave the Crips and go and be a Muslim. Shit, them Muslims ready to go to war if they got any problem with it. So I ain't never really seen the Crips and Bloods stood up to the Muslims. The Muslims don't play. So, and like I said, most of them Muslims be older dudes too. They be older, convict, and them the blade pushers. Them youngsters ain't slanging blades like that. Young Mexicans or young blacks or young white, it's them old motherfuckers that's mainly blade efficient. I'm telling you, you get into it with an old motherfucker, you better look for that blade. But them young motherfuckers just fighting, bro. Motherfuckers just fighting. Motherfucker just carrying that motherfucker to keep you off his ass. But it is what it is. But like I said, I'm just glad I don't bang no more, bro. I'm just glad I don't. I was loyal. I thought I was the realest blood ever, but nah, bro. You just got to be careful about leadership, bro. There is no real leadership in no gang. There's no leadership in nothing black to me. Nothing. And so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we can regain black leadership and without it being some bullshit. Cause somebody in the group want to be on some bullshit. Somebody in the group gonna be a informant. Somebody in the group is jealous of the leader. It's a lot of shit. It's hard to have anything black these days. I'm just telling you, it's very hard. But now that old school and he wasn't even old like that. He probably about he was in his late 30s. I don't even think he was 40. He was in his late 30s. But yeah, he taught all us youngsters something that day. He taught us something. You better be careful who the fuck you run up on. Thinking you finna just fly. Cause we were just, I'm telling you, bro, they were violating over everything. Every day is some kind of violation. Motherfuckers falling out of place just I'm finna violate him. Shit. Motherfucker learned that day. Yeah, you better be careful who you violate. So yeah, this is 903 Boston. I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.